In this video, we are going to show you the most important technique that you need to know in Bachata Sensual. This technique is going to help you to get into and get out of every sensual move, as well as to understand how to lead and follow correctly all of your Bachata Sensual figures. So let's go. So guys, a lot of people that are just starting dancing Bachata have a lot of troubles, a lot of problems getting into the sensual movements and getting the follower out of her basic. So in this case, we use this technique that it's called Bolero, which is the most important technique in Bachata Sensual. And this, we use them to take the follower out of her basic steps. So you know that we, normally when we dance Bachata, we dance in our knees. And we're always doing our basic steps in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So whenever we want to stop this and we want to do something else, maybe it's a step, tap, or a sensual movement, like for example, a cambre, or maybe a side wave or something else, then we use this technique, which is the Bolero. And the Bolero consists on, we are in our knees, and now we make ourselves big and we breathe in. So the follower has to feel like she's flying and she no longer has control over her steps. So I'm controlling not only the direction, but also when and what steps she does. For example, if I'm here and I do Bolero, I'm breathing in, I keep the breathing in part, and now I can control the follower so that she goes wherever I want her to. And this is also perfect for Bachata Sensual, not only for walking, but also, like we said, for the preparation of the sensual figures. So in this case, we are, for example, in our knees, and then on 3 and 7 is when we do the breathing in or the Bolero and we go up. So we are, for example, here in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So that way the follower knows that there's a preparation for something. Maybe it's, like we said, maybe from here, a cambre, or maybe it's a lean in, or maybe it's a side wave. And also, guys, now when we are here, for example, and we want to go back into the basic, whenever we finish the sensual moves, we also breathe in. So we are here in 5, 6, 7, and now we breathe out, get in the knees and go in the basic in 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very important is that the follower always waits for the leader when they are in Bolero, because this is the step when the leader controls the whole steps from the follower. So we cannot start in making our own movements. We have to wait for what he's leading. We cannot start doing our hips because this would isolate our body. So we have to wait what he is, where he's going and what he wants us to do. So also the Bolero is very important because like this, you don't need to force the follower into any movement. The follower will notice when you want to change something just by changing the energy and the height and the dynamic of the dance.
Yes, guys, so we have the problem that a lot of people that when they are just starting, they want to use force instead of the Bolero technique. For example, you are here and you don't prepare and you now have to use force to lead the lady into movements. But if we use the Bolero technique, for example, and we are here in the basic, and now I go up and breathe in, I don't need to use force to lead the movement. I can just use the momentum, and now the energy that we already built up by going up, we can use it, only release the energy and go down. And then again, prepare here, for example, and now you just release the energy and the follower goes into the movement, and this way the leading is much more smoother.
Yes, and the follower doesn't get surprise of any movement anymore.
Yes, so remember, in Bachata Sensual, we don't want to use force. We want to use the momentum created by this Bolero technique and by our breathing. 2 tips that will make you master this technique is to first start with the basic and make sure in 3 and 4 always to breathe in whenever you're doing your basic. So we start here in 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, breathing, and 5, 6, breathing, 1, 2, breathing, 5, 6, breathing in. And the second exercise that you could do with your partner, for example, is breathing in the Bolero, and now, for example, do this pattern. You go to the front, to the side, to the back, to the right. So with counting, this would look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can also try different patterns. For example, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so like that. Continue, just play with it. Make sure to make yourself comfortable with the movement, with the breathing in and staying up. And for the followers, to also get used to the following part and try not to guess what he wants from you, but instead feel it with his breathing and with his energy.
Yes, and make sure that you make your steps in the bolero very small and not going over your body. You always need to keep your steps in your frame, and you don't tap when the leader doesn't tap, yeah? And don't move your hips, because this would make it impossible for him to control your steps.
Yes, remember, for the hip movement and from the basic, we want to use the energy from the floor, and in this case we are kind of like flying, so we're not grabbing that much energy from the floor as in our basic. If you like this video and you want to continue improving and getting better in your Bachata Sensual, make sure to subscribe to our channel and also like this video, and keep improving by checking out these other videos. We hope to see you in our next video, and bye bye.